Hey guys, while I'm very aware that you all have Learning Ally, I'm also very aware that most of you don't like using it. So I figured that I would record this chapter for you. We are still in school today, so I have my little quiet please recording sign, which is going to be on the door. And let's get into chapter 64. So, chapter 64, we just left Jolly and Jilly going into the ambulance to the hospital, and Lavaughn was left with Jeremy, right? And they don't exactly seem to have a way to contact each other. We're not talking about cell phone time where they're texting and seeing if everything's okay. So Lavaughn has to figure out what's going on with Jeremy. So Jilly and Jolly are gone away in the ambulance. Jeremy and me stand on the sidewalk holding hands among the onlookers, who have got real interested in Jolly's life all of a sudden. Mr. Jeremy is one confused person. He hasn't got a clue about hospitals, being that he doesn't remember being born. Jilly Knapp in truck is about as clear as he's going to get for now. I listen to the folks muttering, Jeremy is a poor little kid and his sister too, and I don't believe them. This comes as a surprise even to me. Me not believing maybe before, but not now. How many of these neighbors ignoring Jolly for her ignorance and bad luck could go down on their knees and save their kid from choking to death this afternoon, while the world was going on outside in the sunshine? So that little section, I just want to pause and go over, kind of goes over this idea that people are interested in tragedy. Everybody comes outside when the ambulance comes, talking and whispering and saying what a poor little kid they are and how bad they feel that Jilly and Jeremy have to live with Jolly, and yet nobody did anything before. Nobody ever offered any help. Nobody ever checked in on the children. Jeremy in his big, deep glasses too, not even 3 yet, and he punched the 9 on the phone. He's pulling on my hand now. He wants to run around the corner to see the ambulance going on down the street. Jeremy, you did the 9 on the phone, I say to him, pulling him in the opposite direction away from the street. That was a real smart thing to do, I compliment him. Sure. He kicks a chicken bone from somebody's garbage. You did a good job, I tell him again. Sure, Lebanon over there, he tells me. I look where he's pointing. 3 dogs are nosing around the dumpster. One of them looks pregnant, all bulging and hanging. 3 dogs, I say to Jeremy. 1 dumpster. All at once, I don't want to go back in Jolly's house. It's not Jilly's throw up, it's not that. I look down into Jeremy's tunnels to his eyes. Jilly Knapp in truck? He asks me. I tell him yes. I think about what the paramedic said. They'll do a neuro check. I'm thinking about Jolly, how she held on and held on. Back in Jolly's living room, I quick apply some soap and water to Jilly's throw up, and I scrub it with a towel, and I hang the whole mess up in about 5 minutes, because me and Jeremy are getting out of there. So again, pause to go over. I'm talking about how kind of the most exciting moment in the whole book can be cleaned up in 5 minutes. For the amount of time that Jilly was choking, it's the most tension-filled moment of the book. You're wondering what's going to happen. They're wondering what's going to happen. Jolly thinks her kid is going to die. And then in the end, 5 minutes of cleanup, and it's gone. I quick call my mom at the office, and I tell her Jeremy's coming to our house, probably to sleep over. My mom says, sure. It's in her voice that's betting Jolly's done something stupid. We'll just be there, that's all, I tell my mom. And I'm on the edge of getting rude, so we say goodbye. We pack Jeremy a bag, including his blanket and a truck and 2 books. And he says, sure, he wants to see my house. I explain Jilly gets to go to a great big hospital. Jeremy deserves a trip too. And we're going to go on the bus, and he can help carry his clothes in the grocery bag I found under the sink. I'll leave a note for Jolly so she'll know. Mr. Jeremy tells 2 riders on the bus all about Jilly threw up, and she's taking a nap in the truck. And Mommy hit her and blowed on her. This isn't the way I tell it, but I sit there, listening to the 2 ladies admiring how straight he sits like a good boy, and shaking their heads what a shame it is to hit a child. So again, we're back on this idea that things that little kids say or the way things look are not always what they represent, right? So they're saying what a shame it is to hit a child because Jeremy's saying that mom hit Jilly. Mom didn't hit Jilly in the way we would say you hit a child. Jolly hit Jilly on the back, right, to try to get her to cough up what was stuck in her throat. But the way that Jeremy's telling the story, the people that are listening probably think that he has an abusive mother. Me, I tell how Jeremy pushed the 9 on the phone. And I tell how Jolly never once stopped what she was doing to save her child from dying in front of her on the floor. I sit on the bus, holding Jeremy's clothes in the grocery bag, and I look at his legs swinging back and forth, hanging down from the seat, and I don't say anything till it's time for him to get up and pull the cord for our stop. Now, the interesting thing about this chapter is it doesn't actually have much to do with our main characters. It more has to do with the way everybody else looks at them from the outside. We have the people on the street that are talking about how they feel bad for Jilly and Jeremy when their mother just saved Jilly from dying. And then we have the ladies on the bus shaking their head about how bad it is to hit a child. Jolly's version of hitting her child is actually what saved her life. So I am going to leave you here. Please answer the question that is in the post that this video is in. And I hope everybody is doing awesome. Thank you.